Hey friends, this is not a snow day. Day 59. What? I'm Kevin Ozar. This is my every weekday YouTube channel in which I make some quick videos and share some thoughts that I have or have had that maybe might help you in whatever it is you're going through. And so my question for you today is, how are you really? And I think that word matters a ton, and maybe you've heard me talk about it in previous episodes. Certainly it's something that I talk a lot about when I do youth leadership conferences and talk to groups, which is we have these kind of verbal contracts that we're in. They're just society, like, hey, what's up? Nothing. What's going on with you? You could have all kinds of stuff happening. My good friend Keith, who's an amazing person and a great salesman, always says, like, I could tell you how I am, but nobody really wants to hear that. I mean, so we'll just pretend we're fine. And I think that's probably the way a lot of us are operating right now. I know I have, over this weekend, it was Mother's Day, which, like Teacher Appreciation Week and Nurses Appreciation Week, if you need a day or a week to appreciate that person, chances are they're not getting paid enough and are not getting treated right all the rest of the days. So, because it was Mother's Day, I had the opportunity to talk with my brothers who live in different continents and different states, and with my parents. And it's interesting because you have these conversations with people you really care about, and yet are we really talking about the real stuff, or are we still just like slipping into the banter and the ease? And so I was really thinking about that as I had both types of conversations with my family. So I wanted to arm you, my viewing audience, with the word really, and then be ready to hear how that person's really doing. How are you really? And let them know, give them that permission. Like, I'm genuinely curious, because the internet has trained us all to act like everything's awesome and everything's perfect, and I look great in this swimsuit, and all I ever see are flowers and sunsets and puppies and delicious cocktails, and that's all my life is. Everything's perfect. And like, that's actually, I hope that's not all your life is. So don't be afraid to model that conversation and share with the people on your core and team, the people in your sphere, like, I'm not doing so great. And there's probably not much you can do to help me. And maybe everyone else is not doing great either. And I'm part of that. And I need to vocalize it. I'd like to be heard. And I'd like you to be able to be heard by me. And that is a really nice way we can kind of break some of this casual social contract that a lot of our conversations are. The other thing you can do, right, is you could do a news broadcast. And maybe this is more for some of our families with smaller friends, but honestly, I think it'd be pretty sweet if we all did it. I saw a video that was posted by Calvin Terrell, who is someone I look up a lot to, and he has a great set of messages that I've taken to, and he showed some young people doing a news broadcast, and they had taken the cardboard box and cut out the screen, and they had a little channel up here, and they were reading their news broadcast. Now, these kids were doing actual current events, which is pretty rad. However, for those of us who are not around our families and want to give kind of that update, and you can't quite break through in the phone conversation or the casual text, wouldn't it be interesting to do the update from your house, the update from 1434, and every person gets a chance to just read a little bit and then send that to everyone and encourage them to send you an update back. Adults, I think you could do this. Teachers, certainly you could use this and send it out and just kind of call out, like, yeah, things are kind of weird, and I'm sending out a news broadcast. These are noteworthy and newsworthy times. So make a little thing and tell people how you're doing. I'm taking a look at myself right now in the screen. I'm still wearing a hat. I had a weird cut on my head. I'm a little self-conscious about that. For sure slept in this shirt, 100%. And that's how I'm doing here on day 59. Last thought for a Monday. We just observed Mother's Day yesterday. And I saw some really creative things. I saw some amazing things because Mother's Day wasn't a series of racing around the state or the area or the phones trying to balance a grandmother and a mom. And so often our moms, because of a lot of antiquated systems, are our schedulers, and so they don't have a day. They have a day where they have to like manage everybody else. So we've got 363 days to plan next Mother's Day. And can we just please do a little bit more of what we did yesterday, which is just have our families. And if that means, an older mom to an older person needs to get seen on Saturday, great. But the racing around to see everybody's mom and then the moms are tired, like that seems like crap. I would like to organize minivan carpools that just take moms to brunch, and they can all brunch till their heart's content, maybe for a table for one, maybe with all their girlfriends, and then another minivan goes and picks them up and brings them all home, and then they can take a nap. So moms shouldn't have to do their own Mother's Day stuff, is a thought that I had. And I thought we got a little closer to doing it right yesterday, which we wouldn't have if we weren't in part of a global pandemic. So silver lining. You got to look at the little things that can make you happy and find those moments. Understand that life is hard, especially right now. And don't be afraid to communicate that hardness and share it with somebody, because you explaining how it's hard for you might give them permission to acknowledge it's hard as well. And family news broadcast. Oh my gosh, jam-packed episode here on a Monday. I outdid myself. I must have saved up all that brain power by not picking out anything to wear today. So from my sweatpants and I to you and yours, I hope you're okay. It's all right if you're not. Stay strong, share your story with others, and hear theirs. Wash your hands, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 60. Woo-hoo-hoo. Who would have thought we'd be here, huh? Not me.